What's up, you big babies? It's me. I'm back in my old room of all places, and I gotta say, some things never change. I miss the art, but what I don't miss is the fact that some things never change, like Big Ed constantly ruining his relationship. I took a little break, I moved country, I came back to Australia, and what did I find? Nothing new. Just the necklace man ruining his relationship one step at a time. I finally had time to catch up on this guy's relationship, and it is every bit as bad as I thought it was. I don't fully remember where we last left off. I think it was he called off his marriage, but now we get to see the aftermath. I thought it was done. I thought the series was over, but apparently there's more episodes. TLC is milking this like a cow's titty. I don't think that's what they called it. I wanted to finish this off because we started it, and quite frankly, I want to see this thing die. So let's watch Big Ed ruin this even more. I've never seen a man dig a hole that if he went into, he could never recover from. He's digging a well, honestly. Before we get into it, if you'd like to subscribe, I would absolutely love that. It just feels nostalgic to be back. Also, follow me at sixteenleo on my Instagram. That way you can give me ideas for the next video. Got a few good ones coming up. Let's pick up where we left off. For anybody who doesn't know, Big Ed is a bowling ball that came to life. He married way too many people, and he is trying to marry a girl called Liz, who's half his age and also half his size. But now he figured out that he doesn't actually like her. A few months before the wedding, after they agreed to get married. So he eventually called it off, and now we have to deal with the aftermath of how Big Ed is going to handle the situation. Why did he call it off? I think it was over something stupid, but we're gonna get the actual answer now. So this is Big Ed going to meet with Liz and talk about why he doesn't want to date her, marry her, or even look at her anymore. Woo!
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. How about a light on tap?
A light beer.
That's what you say after you insinuate that your marriage has ended and you didn't go through it. How are you doing? I couldn't be better, actually. I just dodged a bullet. I'm out of Shawshank, baby. Could this man be any happier that he has, like, avoided a marriage? I've never seen someone go on reality television for this many years only to throw a marriage away down the toilet like a big piece of shit. That's just Big Ed. Never ceases to amaze me.
The taco pasta argument, or it wasn't even an argument, it was her screaming at me. It let me know to my core that this was never gonna work.
Right, yeah, so they actually fought over taco pasta, which I remember saying is worth the fight because you shouldn't combine those two things. That's like combining skiing with shitting on the toilet. Like, that's not, nobody has a portable shitting ski toilet. I don't think that should be a thing. Point is, this guy is really not doing good stuff. Taco pasta is not worth breaking up a marriage over. Neither is going to a bar to amend your marriage, so I don't know where we are in this.
When I decided I wanted to call off the wedding, I called my officiant, TC. He was the first person I told.
Well, hold on. So Liz was not the first person Big Ed told after he decided he wasn't getting married. The person he was going to get married to was the second person that found out about that he wasn't getting married. Okay. All right. I can see where the problem is right there. This dude felt the need to tell some random dude that he wasn't getting married before his bride-to-be. Okay. You know what? After years of this, I think it's expected. Big Ed, we expect some bullshit.
That the wedding was off. TC immediately calling her and giving his condolences. I can see how, it may have caught her off guard.
Yeah, because you didn't tell her. Oh my God. You didn't. You know, if you throw a ball at someone and you don't tell them and it just hits the back of their head, that's pretty much assault. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like you didn't give the most valuable piece of information to the most valuable person in the scenario, but you did tell someone else. TC, I don't know, Tom Cruise heard about it. That's good. That's nice.
And Liz and I have not spoken in person since I called off the wedding. So we're getting ready to meet, and she's probably going to be upset.
Yeah, because you're meeting in a fucking bar. Are you seriously, dude? The amount of bad decisions right now. God, you're like me when I was a baby. This is your stupid decisions. Why are you at a bar? The waitress asked how his day was. He was like, whoo, it couldn't be better. In fact, I'm going to tell my soon-to-be wife that she's soon-to-be single. So, woo, give me 2 beers.
I do owe her a face-to-face. It sucks when you know it's not going to work.
Ah, man. This is Isaac Newton over here. It sucks when things suck. Sucks to suck. Big Ed. Thank you for that beautiful piece of literature from Big Ed. That's what we get after watching him for 4 whole years. Okay.
I want to be planning a wedding, but you can't plan something that you know is going to fail.
And yet you exist every day. Well, living contradiction over here. I knew it was gonna fail before it started. I was hopeful, but I wouldn't bet on it. If someone asked me to put all my... If Vegas called and said, would you put your money on Liz and Big Ed getting married? I'd take the under. I'd go under the bridge. I'd put my company under. I wouldn't ever take that bet. You kidding me? That's like betting LeBron James versus a baby to see who can dunk first. It's a given. You know, that was never gonna work out. I just didn't know how. Taco pasta, though, you could have given me a million opportunities to say why this wouldn't work out. I would have never chosen taco pasta.
Paid for everything, got us a house, spent months putting together Riley's room and planning the summer for Riley, and then she has to treat me like in front of my family. Like,
okay, so Big Ed's excuse is that Liz treated him badly because of the taco pasta. She had a taco argument. She threw the spaghetti all over the place, something like that. Mom's spaghetti flew out of her hands. I don't know, but from what he's saying, literally, he bought her a house, he moved halfway across the world, he did this. Do you really think taco pasta is going to be the defining end of a relationship? Doesn't this sound like a man who already had it in his head that he was clearly going to end this? Because you don't do all of that stuff just to break up over taco pasta. Your relationship should be able to withstand two foods that come together. Come on. If two food groups can break up your marriage, then it was never meant to last.
I was single for 30 years after my first divorce.
That's a flex. I was single for 30 years after my first divorce. Oh my god, you sound like Ross on steroids, dude. What the? After my second divorce, I was single for 40 years. I'm 92, but the bitches are still coming.
And it was very difficult for me. It's not something that I want to do again. And
my friend, my friend, first time I watched Big Ed, my friend told me that he doesn't bend when he sips. He brings it up like this, and I couldn't unsee it. It's really funny. I feel like most people do this, but he has to like do that with his... I don't just...
You know, you think you have your whole life ahead of you, and you don't. At my age, you realize that life is short, and I just can't marry Liz.
That's a quotable. At my age, you realize you can't marry Liz. That once you get to 58, you realize you cannot marry Liz. Liz is unmarriable. I got to the age where I just said, fuck it, I'm not marrying that. I thought if anything, it would be the opposite. Like once you get to my age, you're like, I need to settle down and stop thinking that I'm 22. But Big Ed literally said the opposite. I'm geeking. I don't know how he does this. He thinks he's risen him up.
Hey, what's up?
Damn, I'm sorry. That's what you say to your wife who you getting a divorce. Hey, what's up? That's like your homie, your friend, that's when I call my homies, I'm like, yo, what's good? Or if he added bruh at the end, what's up, bruh? That would have been like the icing on the disaster cake right there. And she's already mad at him. So the two start fighting, mostly over the place which he wants to meet up, which is called the Boar's Nest, which I think is a very appropriate place for Big Ed to be. So they're fighting over that because it's a bar, and that's the place that they want to talk about their relationship. Well, at least Big Ed does. I think Liz has a point. They also bring up the child, Riley. She is the nicest person in the show, and I feel very sorry that she has to deal with both of these boneheads at times.
The Boar's Nest is not a healthy place to have this conversation. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
You sound like my mother.
Telling wife that she sounds like a mother while trying to illustrate a conversation and justify your guilt. That's a new one. Big Ed certainly has turned over a new leaf. Like, I think there was a time where I thought, like, maybe this guy could change. And now I'm listening to this conversation and it's like, whoa, I don't know how many... is he a trap? How are so many people falling for him? Why? What does Big Ed have that other guys don't have? Because he's not even like, you know, if he had the personality of Danny DeVito, everyone would be like falling for him.
I'm the trash man.
So I can't understand why they're falling for him when he has the personality of Big Ed. What is to like? Okay, no, he's a good human being, I'm sure, deep down, very deep down. But right now he's not showing it. Liz is mad. She wants to meet up, and they're not doing that.
Ed tried to meet up at a bar, out of all places, to finally have a conversation with me.
Did TLC really censor the picture on Liz Marie? Do you think we don't know who that is? TLC. 90 Day Fiancé. This is because everyone who watches this is in a coma or falling asleep. There's no way people are actually watching the show. There's a lot of people watching people talk about the show, but nobody's watching the show except really horrible people like myself.
I don't care, Liz. We can have this conversation over the phone.
I feel like Ed's just going to say the same things that he's always said before.
Pretty much summed up TLC in 4 years, so thanks for that. That's what I got out of the experience. He says the same thing and then does the same thing. At least he's consistent.
Like, I just want to be alone. It's me. It's not you. I'm scared because I don't want this relationship to be over.
Like, why? That's the question that it's like the Da Vinci Code. Why? Why is Liz trying to be with Big Ed? Is it because of the money? Is that what it is? Because I'm sure you can find another guy with money. I don't know how much money this guy has in his belly button. I don't know if he's a fucking leprechaun, but really, he might be a Decepticon for all I know. I don't know if he's a Transformer, but he's something, and Liz likes it, and I'm trying to figure out why she is fighting so hard for this relationship. I'd be gone in 60 seconds. So at this point, they're arguing about, again, the bar, and Big Ed says that he's got his deposit back, so he's already done with the relationship. Unfortunately, that seems to be the end of it, and Liz really doesn't have a say in this. It doesn't seem to be an open-ended conversation. A lot of the times in the 90 Day Fiancé tell-alls, Big Ed seems to have his way, and he says this isn't going to work out, and then during the off-season, somehow things get better. So this is kind of what we're seeing right now.
We're not meant to be together. That's all this is. We're not meant to be together. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with me. We're just two separate people that it's never gonna work.
What the hell, man? You could have said this 3 years ago. Why did you drag this out? Why did you drag your nuts across the sand for that? You dragged your nuts through so much glass, and I'm the one who felt the pain. How does that work? Oh my gosh. Dude, it is such a weird thing for him now to come to the same conclusion everybody came to when they first met. That's crazy. Oh, your therapists are gonna hate you guys.
I texted you 2 hours ago. I'll meet you anywhere you want me to meet, but my mind's made up. Liz, my mind's made up. Regardless, my mind is made up, okay?
That's dirty work, bro. Having a conversation with your soon-to-be not even ex-wife on speakerphone at a bar that's dirty work, bro. He couldn't be more disrespectful. He has a beer, he's wearing shorts, he looks like a frog that gained sentience very recently in life. It's crazy that he is having this conversation on speakerphone. People can hear him. If he talks any louder, someone else will be like, "You tell him, Big Ed."
I don't know what to expect out of you. Oh, she hung up.
She then cuts the phone, and that ends that interaction. Like I said, we're catching up on everything, so I put a lot of episodes together, but TLC pieces this every now and again. Every second episode, we actually get to see what Big Ed and Liz are up to. But I can't wait. So it's been a week. Big Ed goes home. He has been presumably just wanking. I don't know what he does. And now Liz is here. She's 31, Big Ed is 58. It seems like everything should be against Big Ed, but Liz is the one fighting for this relationship. But they finally do meet face to face now. And they meet at a cafe, which is marginally better than a bar. So,
Hey, can I get you anything?
I definitely don't want my relationship to be over with Ed.
you can't have conversations with your partner wearing a tank top. Dude, seriously, you need to learn how to dress for the occasion. Look, if you're coming to a wedding in a tank top and shorts, you might as well just get the divorce papers, right? And I know this is not the wedding. I know they're just having a conversation, but you want to be presentable, right? This poor woman is actually trying to save a relationship that is doomed, by the way. And this dude is dressed up like he's gonna hit the gym after, be like, I'm gonna break up with you, get 2 sets in, then I'm going to run for 3 miles, and then pretend like any of that was actually true because I'm just gonna sit on the couch.
Being in a committed relationship, you stick through it. Hard times, 100%. So I don't want to give up. I want to be with it.
Nah, you should give up. Nah, get out. You should give up. No. Look, there's a difference between being in a relationship that's worth fighting for and then fighting in a relationship. You guys are playing Tekken. You guys are like the Legends of Street Fighter or something, the way you fight. That's not a relationship. That's a relationship. So you better get that out. Throw that out, Liz. It's going to be tough. Every relationship is tough. You get attached. But once you detach and you finally see the light, you're going to feel so much better about yourself. And you know what? Liz has her whole life ahead of her. Big Ed has most of his life behind him. And that's really mean. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But you know what I mean? Like, as from a biological standpoint. Not, well, from every standpoint.
I have absolutely no idea what I would do next if this is the end. And that scares me.
So how you doing?
It's like The Office. The way they zoomed out like he was Michael Scott. And he's like, so how are you doing? Oh, you getting divorced? By who? Oh, my bad. That must suck for you.
I think I've been kind of just looking for an excuse.
To call off the wedding.
We both have had marriages.
So in a moment of actual honesty, Big Ed says something real. He said that he was looking for any excuse, taco pasta, to call off the wedding because he was really scared because of how badly his other marriage had went. That's a really stupid excuse, because if you end up using what happened to the previous relationship on the next one, you might prevent a good thing from happening. Of course, it's human to carry stuff on. It's human to acknowledge that is something you're insecure about, but it's realistic to say that that's not going to affect my future because the person who I'm with right now isn't the person who I was with before. That's a logical thing to do. So at 58, if you can't do that, like compartmentalize and then move forward with stuff, you'll probably stay stagnant. And I feel like on the real, that's what Big Ed's doing. I know every episode I turn into a psychologist. That's why I have a wall of degrees behind me.
I know we wouldn't want to end in a divorce, and that's how I saw it happening, and I didn't want to do that to you.
You know, don't you think that I should have known first?
Yes, that's a great, yep. So Liz basically calls him out and says, hey, you should have told me before you told TC or anyone else, and she's completely right. But Big Ed basically is sort of saying he doesn't want to go to that path where it could end in divorce, because they have broken up a record 19 times. If you count this, I think it's 20. Wow, probably get a free ice cream.
You told me I had to find out through your friend, Ed.
Did she have to find out through his friend Ed, or she had to find out through his friend Ed? These are things I think about, and also probably why I'm not going to get married, because I say stuff like this. Carry on, guys.
I don't always handle things well. It's not like I want somebody else. I want to be single, work on my career, and
then you'll find someone.
No, this is not that. This is not one of those, you're such a good guy. What the hell? Who am I gonna go for now that you're gone? You're such a big hole to fill, only physically. You kidding me? Is this really? Liz makes it seem like Big Ed was like Ryan Gosling or something. Why does she make him sound like he's better than he is? I don't... What? Okay.
You're gonna be the best version of yourself, and it's not gonna be with me.
Liz, rest assured, I'm always going to be an ass.
That's the realest shit that he ever said. She was like, he's the best version of him. Is this the best version? This is the best. There's got to be a few more updates. I don't know, man.
This had more to do with me than anybody else. I just felt myself falling out of love with Liz. You know, as hard as it is.
He genuinely looks like a little fat kid, and that's his mom, and they're in detention, and he's trying to explain to the crowd why he's in detention. I don't get it. I know physical isn't everything, but his personality is arguably sometimes worse. So maybe it's his spirituality, but I haven't seen him say anything religious. So maybe it's his money.
I want you to be happy. I want you to... You're a lot younger than I am. You have your whole life ahead of you. If you ever meet anybody like me, just run.
Okay, so now Big Ed is giving her advice, which sounds as funny as you think it is. I mean, the person who is ending the relationship then giving you advice and expecting you to follow it is like a serial killer letting you go and then telling you how to get home. This is really not... I don't know about that one, Big Ed.
I think it's really to give 3 years to yourself to someone and have it end like this.
That is true, and it's very heartbreaking for Liz, but I have to say, I have to call the BS when I see it. You've been with Big Ed, you know he broke up with you 18 times. There is not... Don't tell me you didn't see a little sliver of a chance that he might do it again. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Golf is 18 holes. At 17 holes, if you didn't think the golfer was still gonna hit the ball, like, you're crazy, you know? If it happens that many times, you probably should be seeing a pattern here. So I don't know.
Where'd you park?
Far away from you.
That's crazy. At the end of this discussion, Big Ed plops up, and then he says, "Where'd you park?" And she says, "Far away from you." But the opening shot showed her sitting before he got in, which means that she came in before him, so she could have not known where he parked. I know I'm nitpicking. This relationship is sucky. Sorry, guys. I'm a little happy. I shouldn't be, but I am. And that's the end of that episode. So now we take you a week later, and we finally meet up with Liz's daughter Riley, and this is the saddest part. Genuinely, Riley is someone who saw Big Ed as a father figure. She does have another father with Liz's dad. Nope. Liz's husband. Nope. Liz's baby daddy. Right, that's the one. Liz's dad. Whole other video. Point is, it's very sad that she almost had a stepdad or a new dad in the picture, and he's gone now. But in saying that, it was Big Ed. I don't know. Maybe she's better off.
I did have to have a talk with Riley saying that the wedding was no longer happening, that Ed's not going to be in her life anymore.
God damn, that is really harsh and sad. Oh, why is she on reality TV, Liz? What do you mean? Why'd you put this girl on TV? Why'd you do this? Liz, I'm just going back. Like, I've had a That's So Raven moment where, like, my eye just went like, and it took me back to when Big Ed was sitting at that table and he asked Liz out and she said, okay, and she was not really into him. Years later, like a virus, he ruined her, man. So, with no real plan, Liz decides she's going back to San Diego. Of course, they were in Arkansas because Big Ed's family was there and they moved out. I guess they kept fighting in a different city, so they thought if they moved to a new one, they would stop fighting. Of course, the city was the problem. That's why fuck Detroit, right?
I can only move forward with my real estate license in Arkansas.
Oh my god, I forgot to tell you. If you haven't been watching, these two boneheads decided they were going to go into housing together. They were going to be real estate, like the power couple. And then they broke up, and now Liz doesn't know what she wants to do because she can only practice real estate in Arkansas. So if she moves to San Diego, she's jobless. Relying on Big Ed is just the wrong thing to do, man. Please don't cry again. I'm not prepared for this. It's a very sad scene. I don't know why I guess we're looking at the aftermath. TLC was like, we paid for a season, we're getting a whole season. I'm gonna film you crying every damn day until you find a job. Your job is gonna be tear jerker. I'm gonna jerk those tears, Liz.
Can I have a minute with Riley?
Oh my god, he sits like a Buddha. Sorry. God damn. How does one have that much mass? What is his gravitational pull? Honestly, I don't... Oh, that's a pillow, isn't it? I'm looking at the couch and I thought the dog got squashed.
I just want to apologize. I'm not sure when I might get to see you again.
I accept your apology.
You do?
Damn. Riley's a better person than everyone else, really. She just straight up was like, yep, no problem. Don't worry about it, Big Ed. And he literally was like, I was gonna be your dad. And like a week later, it's like, I'm not gonna see you again. This is the equivalent of the dad going out for cigarettes and you catch him at the door and then he puts one in his mouth and is like, I'm not coming back. I hope you know that. Damn. Riley faced that one head on. Good on her.
No matter what happens between your mom and I'll always love you. You know that, right?
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, that one hurt me. I'm not even part of this, but that hurt. Oh, she said, I love you to Big Ed. Nobody said that. I was, he's a good guy in someone's world.
I mean, Riley and I would be duking it out playing board games. Like, we had that relationship.
Wow, that's a great relationship. The same one that me and any nerd have. That's good.
Relationship I had with her was very special.
Yeah, I can't think of another person to play board games with. That's really, how did you cultivate such a beautiful, loving relationship? Who else would you ever play board games with? Can you roll the dice with other people, or is it just her? I guess we'll never know.
I don't like Ed right now. I feel absolutely humiliated, played, used.
You can't say that and wear his merch. I'm looking at your shirt. God damn. What am I supposed to believe? She really doesn't like this dude so much that she wears his damn shirts around the house? Oh, is this just for attention? It probably isn't because they don't seem to be on social media at all, but God, it is hard not to think that these two just do it for attention at some point, because every time I hear this, I'm the one who's like, no, it'll be fine. They'll get back together. They'll figure it out. And everyone is like, no, Leo, they're never gonna figure it out. And they're always right. I'm always wrong. Someone quote me on that. I'm always wrong. When it comes to Big Ed, I'm never right.
Break up with me again, it's a huge slap in the face. I mean, everybody gets to finally say again to my face, I told you so. So it's not a good feeling.
Yeah, I told you so. That didn't feel good, but it felt right.
I'm the one hurting. I'm the one crying. I'm the one putting my together to be there for my kid.
Okay, I'm sorry. You know, maybe this man is really good in bed, or maybe he's a great chef, or maybe he's a great listener. I don't know, but I mean, this bowl of coal over here can't even put his shirt on the right way. His tag is sticking out. I don't know if this is the man that you want to base your whole life off of. You know, I want to spend the rest of my life with you type beat. I just don't see it. I don't get it. My God, he walks like a PS2 character. Why do you really? Is this Liz? You can do better. And sorry, but you can. Sorry, Big Ed. I feel like I'm just wailing on him today, but like, he called off a marriage for basically no reason. And now we have to sit through this. You don't have to do that. It's not that far. She's in the driveway. What are you doing that? You're not a captain of a ship. You see an island in the distance. So Riley and Liz leave off to San Diego, and Big Ed is in the house alone. So this is when, I don't know, you'd probably feel at your saddest. Your almost wife and your almost daughter left, and she said, I love you and stuff. It should be a very heartbreaking moment. But what do you think Big Ed says in this moment? You probably said something reasonable, but you're wrong. All of you are wrong. This is what he says.
I now got to think about, do I hire a cleaning lady, or do I start, cleaning the house myself?
Questions that you ask once your wife is gone. Do I hire a cleaning lady, or do I do it myself? That is the first question this mofo asked. Oh my God.
I don't feel like I failed. I feel like we both dodged a bullet.
No, you both failed. You failed each other, you failed us, you failed the system. I mean, gosh, I feel like every time you're on the reunion, Sean is like, oh, not these two again. This was something that should have ended a long time ago if it was going to end, and if it wasn't, it should have stuck together. You stayed in the weird point where it's neither here nor there. People lost interest, and I'm sure everyone is like, I told you so, but they're more just annoyed, and that's kind of how everyone's probably seeing this now. But anyway, that is how that episode ends. 2 weeks later, Big Ed is finally back on the prowl. He is living his best single life, and he is doing his job alone of trying to be a real estate agent. Yes, some people actually think that Big Ed is going to sell a house to them. Well, I think Big Ed just thinks that. I don't know who would buy a house from this man, but that's what he's doing, except he's not doing it with Liz.
I mean, I would be a fool not to admit that, you do miss the relationship.
Oh, so that's why he wears that shirt that's like, that tank top. Because when he wears a shirt like this, all of his muscles are revealed through his shirt. He looks like a Terry Crews lookalike. Man, I almost Googled Terry Crews and I found Big Ed. Who would have thought?
I still feel confident in the choice I made not to marry Liz.
Ed, you made it.
Did you?
God, I don't know who that was.
I'm pouring myself into my new career in real estate, and I just started working for an awesome broker, right?
Oh, God, he's 58 and he just started a new job. This is like a cautionary tale, everyone. Don't be like him. I'm sorry, Big Ed. I didn't mean to, wail on you so hard today. Come on. 58, starting a new job, starting a new life. Getting rid of your old wife, who's 31, by the way. I don't know, that's too much stress. I feel like after 58, I hopefully will have a pretty stable life. I don't necessarily want to start new. Starting fresh doesn't sound as fun as it does when you're young. Everyone says new year, new me. At a certain age, you're like, new year, same old bullshit me. Just gonna live with it. I'm giving up. Let me be. That's kind of how I feel already. And this dude's triple my age, so.
Here in Northwest Arkansas.
Do you notice anything missing?
My wife. And then he cries for 30 minutes.
Maybe a refrigerator.
A refrigerator. Do you remember why from class?
Yes, I do. Because it's not personal property.
Because a refrigerator is personal
right.
property.
It is.
You had one fucking job and you messed up. How are you gonna sell a house if you don't understand that refrigerators are personal property? What the hell do you think selling houses are? Big Ed walks in, he's like, he doesn't come with the door because that's not yours, that's ours. And the house is ours. So you have to supply the wood and the bricks and the building materials. The toilet's free, but the plumbing's not.
Movable, it's
Right.
on wheels.
If
Okay.
it's attached.
Remember that when you're showing clients, Ed.
Oh, I know.
This is
right?
important. You listening? Okay, good.
He just starts making sounds whenever he doesn't understand things. She's talking and he's like, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, dude, this is really great episode, TLC, for showing us how Big Ed is doing without Liz. He seems to be doing the exact same.
You know, at some point, I'm going to have to see Liz again. She's going to have to come back and pack up all of her stuff. And in the past,
This dude sounds like he's done. He's been done with the marriage for a while. Like, I know he's saying a few weeks ago, I thought I was getting married, but the way that he's talking about her, like, she has to come by and get her stuff, so I'm gonna have to see her again. He sounds like he just doesn't give two shits. And I think he's mentally checked out so long ago that Liz just got blindsided, but this dude he fully gave up on the marriage like a year before she knew about it.
I want to be strong and I want to know that there is somebody out there for me.
You go, girl. Woo! We got your back, sis. Yas, slay queen. I don't know what to say to him. He's 58, starting a new job. I don't...
Look at this view. Do you
my-
see that view?
Nothing wrong with Liz. It's just not her.
I thought he was gonna look at the trees and be like, nothing wrong with Bush. And then he'd be like, speaking of Liz, I'm just trying to figure out where he's going right now in his life.
A great new experience?
It's a great house.
So we take you back to Liz. That was Big Ed. He's living his best life selling houses, or at least learning how to sell houses. But now it's back to Liz, and she doesn't know what she's gonna do. I guess she's sort of accepting the fact that the marriage isn't going to go anywhere.
Unfortunately, it's time for her to go home.
Poor Riley. So she has to go home to her dad and his girlfriend or wife or something. And now she's going from one side of the earth to the other, to two different parents. What a really tough upbringing for a really seemingly really cool person. Genuinely, the only thing I'm pretty sad about is how much better she could have been taken care of by 4 individuals. Well, 2 that I know of.
You gonna miss Ed?
Yeah.
No, he's like the boogeyman. Okay.
I thought I would be crying emotionally seeing Ed in his outfit as I'm walking down the aisle, but now I'm crying.
Yeah, every time he wears an outfit, I try and cry. I mean, God, tank tops are not supposed to stretch like that. I don't know if the material's made like that. You cry as well? What are you talking about?
Has he even called you?
No.
God, what a prick.
The amount of times I've heard Liz call someone and then cry over the phone about Big Ed, it's too damn much, okay? Do you remember that old meme and the dude who said is too damn high? That's what the amount of times she cries over Big Ed is. It's too damn high. When the meme makes sense.
But everybody knew this was gonna happen,
she's doing it
and I
again.
had faith that it wasn't.
You know, and I can see why you would think that it was.
No, you can't, though. No, you can't. Nobody can see why anyone thought Liz she had so much sense at the start of this relationship where she was hesitant and she said, look, I am not rushing into things, and she had stood her ground and Big Ed broke her down or something happened. She said Big Ed is the best version of himself. I hate to say this, but I think Liz might be the worst version of herself. And that's not like a knock on her. Sometimes you date someone and you don't even know, but they actually just bring you the hell down. And once you leave that, you're like, oh man, I am so much better without them. So I feel like Liz really, like, she got worse being with Big Ed. So, you know, it's only up from here. But at the same time, oh my God, she cries so much over this man.
And he thought that this was gonna happen. I would have never had Riley involved in this. I would have.
She literally called her mom in therapy because that was 90 Day Fiance final resort couples escape. It sounded like, you know, some World War II final solution thing here. Sorry, but it did. She called him and she was screaming and crying and they were fighting, and then they stopped fighting by proposing to each other, which is always, by the way, just the best way to start a marriage. I hate you as my girlfriend, so I guess if we get married, things will get better. That's like someone shooting you and then you put a band-aid over it. That's such a stupid idea. So she did have an idea that this was gonna happen. Don't sit here and tell me that you didn't think this was gonna happen.
I don't have an apartment. I don't have a job. And now that Riley's gone, I am here alone.
That's the Big Ed effect. You start off with stuff and then you end up with nothing. That's the Big Ed effect. Oh man. Woo.
Here I am crying over him, and he could care less about me.
Yeah, he's trying to sell houses right now, and you're crying.
But at some point, I do need to go back to Arkansas.
And that is how the video ends. It's a cliffhanger. She needs to go back to Arkansas at some point. So, will the two get back together? Fuck no. Please don't ever think that. We just need to see this out. This is like the final days. You know, old Yeller going back. We have to go to the back with a shotgun. You just gotta let it happen, you know? This is it. This is the end of an era. A shitty era. Hopefully the next one's better. But this is Big Ed and Liz. And they are at their final. It's the final countdown. It's equal parts excited and absolutely frustrated that this is still happening. Can I take any bets? Please leave it in the comments. I would love to read some. How do you think this is gonna end? What do you think it's gonna happen? Do you think they're going to have one final kiss? Are they gonna hug it out? Are they going to see each other, say anything? My money's on Big Ed is just gonna give one of those weird, confused, constipated looks, and then she's gonna walk out the door. That's mine. Hopefully we don't get too much more of this, but I would love to see where it goes because I don't know if they're going to be on the reunion. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel the need to finish this off. I started it years ago when I first laid eyes on Big Ed and that mayonnaised hair, and now it's finally coming to an end. So you gotta finish what you started, you know what I mean? Anyway, big babies, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. I am very sorry for any of the delays, by the way, and I hope that you keep watching because I have some more huge deep dives coming very soon. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.
She ain't even gotta ask, she did a dash and bit it last. You know a dash and she know.